Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come back. Sports, talking way too much, world come back. Sports, talking way too much, world come back.
Man, you already know, first on deck, big blunts and boxing. What's good with it, man? Salute to all the supporters that's on deck, man. First in the business building is the GOAT, man. LMAO, man, OG title is cruel. I don't know what you speak of, but I shall get to it. James on deck, man. What's good? I am Cam Edwards in the building. Samad Warren on deck with it. Peace and blessings, beloved. Salute WCS. Salute to you. Blunts, James Gang, I am Cam Edwards. D Young on deck. What's good with it, OG? What's good with it, brother? Salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's Wednesday. It's in the middle of the week, man. You know, I had to basically reach down and speak on something, you know, because it was becoming bothersome to me. So I had to speak on it once again, as many others have done. I believe WCS is getting ready to cook in that old dirty oil from that old dirty Crisco can. Hey, man, long as it's, look, it can be old, dirty, but long as the heat and temperature is right, it still turns into hot grease. Hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, it still turns into hot grease, man. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. Salute to you, Bruce. What's good with it, OG? Good morning. You already know. G Money on deck. What's good? So, if you haven't already been aware of the news once again surfacing somehow, some way, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they just don't keep this anchored all the way out of picture, out of mind, out of sight, until we have something to validate what it's all about. So recently, REMAG is now at the head of the new information that is surfaced, right? Like, once again, WCS put it out there, say, hey, it's not going to be any news, because there was false news being put out here that it was going to be announced last week. We knew that was fakery. You know what I'm saying? We knew that was fakery, but certain people believe it was going to be announced, and I tried to explain to them it's not going to happen. But per this tweet right here, people are a little bit more excited than usual. I don't know why you human beings are so gullible, and why don't you just wait? You know what I'm saying? So this came out that said Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford for the undisputed WBA, WBC, IBF, and WBO welterweight world titles is reportedly now set for June 17th. Okay, it's set. S-E-T. You know how I love to, speak on what's doubtful and what's definitive. Set means it's here. It's gonna happen. It's on deck. All we have to do is wait for the official announcement. But yet, when you say, okay, when they sit up here and say that it is reportedly now set, so the fight is set, but it turns around and leaves us in a loop and say it's claimed the official announcement is expected at Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia on April 22nd. If you are talking about a fight date that you know that's already in stone, why can't you just say it'll be announced at the Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia fight? Why can't both add up to give the boxing fans news that is set in stone, so we won't have to be on a loop anymore, on a ledge, waiting for this information to happen? Now, I see Big Blunts has doubted my genuine, sincere media reporting by my title. My title has said, and it states, official, Crawford versus Spence is locked for June 17th. WCS confirmed. I don't know what Big Blunts is getting at, but listen, let me take you on a little journey, right? Sometimes in life, man, when it comes to situations like this, especially news like this, dealing with community as such, right? You have to go back to tradition. Like, I was raised in the South, and as a Baptist, I had to go back to tradition. I had to lower myself to my knees, right? I did. And I had to dive back into my spiritual traditions in pursuit of religious answers. I wanted to try to figure out if I can get something from God himself. So what I did was I took a moment for prayer. As you was growing up, they call it devotion. I took a moment to go into devotion. I didn't bring the Bible with me because this topic has led me to be an habitual sinner. I couldn't bring the Bible because I didn't want to burn down the place. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want God to have any type of say, you know what, this guy's just playing with me. You know what I'm saying? He's not taking it serious. So what I did was I just took a little bit of time to go into my own devotion, and I wanted to seek answers. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to go back to the religious ideals of just praying by yourself. So what I did was I went to the extreme. I said, this is the only way for me to talk with this topic with a passion for others to believe that I'm being sincere. I want to inspire others. So I took a permanent marker and I wrote Bud on my left hand, and I wrote EJ in the palm of my right hand. I have Bud in the palm of my left hand and EJ in the palm of my right hand. Okay. That's what I did. So I commenced to put my hands together in the praying hands, as you see all the time when this topic is up, heavy on YouTube and social media. Most of the time in the chat, you see people with praying hands, right? So I put my hands together as if I was praying. I did. And I said, dear Heavenly Father, if this news is indeed true, I'm going to bring my hands together 7 times. 7 times, Heavenly Father. And when I open my hands up, if Bud and EJ is no longer in the palm of my hands, you have just given me a sign that the fight will indeed happen. I wrote with a permanent marker in both palms of my hand, Bud on the left palm, EJ on the right. I split them apart, brought them together. I had my eyes closed 7 times. If it's meant to be spiritually, somehow, some way, this marker will be erased, and my hands, my palms will be clean and pure, like I never wrote on them to begin with. So I prayed. I separated them, brought them together 7 times, y'all. And I'm praying, dear Holy Spirit, if you are sending me a sign to speak on this with honesty, integrity, you know what I'm saying? And for the love of your holy name. When I opened my eyes up and I cracked my hands open, the names were still there. Bud was still there. EJ was still there. I started cussing. I said, God damn it. I've been hoodwinked. I said, God dang. See, I wasn't cussing the Holy Spirit. I was just in the moment once again, because that's why I say I didn't bring the Bible with me. You know what I'm saying? I say maybe I shouldn't have used permanent marker. Maybe that was a little bit too much, but I believe in going back in tradition. And if I really want to get the sign, I wanted to get the sign on this topic because I see everybody's jumping on board again. Everybody is feeling a little perky and they are captivated with the new information. Now it's coming from multiple sources, y'all. If you do an inventory, it's coming from multiple sources. It's on Boxing News 24. It's got the Boxing Scene. Man, it's everywhere that people are speaking with the sense that this fight is going to happen June 17th. Seriously, it's going to happen June 17th. Now, what are we to think? What am I to think? You know what I'm saying? What am I to go off of? I actually went back to traditional religious, beliefs, you know what I'm saying, and practices. And I'm not saying I failed. I'm just saying I wrote with permanent marker. If there was to give a sign to me, you know what I'm saying, at this point, on the 7th, I was expecting my palms to be cleansed, cleared, wiped of all markings, so that I can understand that this too will be special. Like, it's gonna happen. It's going to happen. That's what I thought. Unfortunately, when I opened my eyes, I immediately start to sin once more. Seriously. I immediately start to become vocally outraged that we're talking about this again, that it's locked in. And I'm saying, right, if it is locked in, let's just say to you that's listening, if this fight is indeed locked in, why can't boxing just say, okay, we're going to get the fight June 17th. It's going to be announced here. For those people, let's just say those individuals, right? You're going to wait 2 more weeks, knowing very well there's individuals that wants to make reservations. You can't just tell us if it's going to be at Allegiant Stadium. You can't just tell us. You can't tell us where it's going to be. You just can't allow us to know the preparatory command and say, okay, this is where it's going to be. Nobody can leak that news, because ultimately you're trying to maximize the gate. You're trying to maximize the ticket sales and everything else, right? You can't just give us a hint ahead of time of where this may be so people can start making reservations as much as we've been talking about it. We're tired of setting the stage. On this particular fight, we're tired of setting the stage, people. We've been here already, sitting down, waiting for a show, and then people just get up and walk out. Oh, nobody showed it. They say it's not going to be a show today. Oh, for real? Why didn't come out and let us know? We just sitting out here waiting on. No, it ain't no show. Everybody get up and start walking to their vehicles and going home disappointed once again, man. There are some faithful ones that's out here that's believing. What's going on? True Media Today, USA Boxing. Salute to you, coach. On deck in the building. Blunt saying this, my guy getting ready to head to Jersey for the weekend. Bruce Gas, I put my tension under my tongue, but I must have high tolerance. Y'all talking about getting right, man. So someone said don't believe don't believe it until it's officially announced. That WCS keep hope alive, my brother. Yeah, so I decided that coach, I decided to at least, get my quota out the way. Because who am I if not I'm not using up free space? This is free freaking space, man. So I'm looking at all these people up here talking about, the fight's official. So I say, you know what? I have at least 1 to 2 quotas where I can put some information up on my channel that I don't believe. And how do I do that? I have to put that big O word out there, official. I have to put official. Crawford versus Spence is locked. I not only put official, but I let you know that it was locked. It was locked in, y'all. This is locked. Crawford versus Spence is locked for June 17th. That's what they saying out here in the YTC universe. I want to believe it so bad, bro. But once again, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a real. I'm off the play, right? I spoke to one of my people, right? In depth, right? And they told me that it is a lot that's going on with the negotiation. I'm not negotiation with the planning for this fight based off Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. They told me that it's a lot that's going on behind the scene for this fight to potentially happen. But they're not saying it's going to happen. They're not saying that it's been signed, sealed, delivered, and there's nothing else to talk about. They didn't tell me that. They just told me that they're trying to make this fight happen, but they're trying to wait for certain numbers to come in to see how this happens with Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. I told you all this is like the test run with the Golden Boy and TGB situation. I've heard this before. I have. It's not new to my ears. I've heard it before. But in this case right here, you have so many people that's locked in to June 17th, like they was at the Super Bowl. They felt the fight was going to be announced at the Super Bowl, right? So therefore, now they locked in to June 17th. June 17th has been confirmed by so many people that's the fight. That's the fight. That's the fight. Well, finally, we're going to get Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence face to face, mano and mano, and they're going to be inside the ring, and the announcement is going to happen. Look, that's the only way this fight can be announced, inside the ring. It's the only way. You cannot have them ringside for this announcement. You can't. You can't have this fight announced ringside. It's no way, no how. It's too big for that. If they bring these two guys together outside of the red corner and they attempt to announce this fight outside of the ring, they're not really taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? Because this fight needs to be hyped up just as much as any other fight, and it needs to go down inside the ring. It needs to be in front of the cameras and under the lights, and these guys need to have full stage presence in front of the millions that are watching, and those who are in attendance, the thousands in attendance. Okay, it's no get next to the red corner and announce these two like tradition has it, like you have two fighters cross each other. Standing with me today we have Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. And ladies and gentlemen, we are about to announce one of the biggest fight. No, we don't want that. Announce the fight inside the square if it's going down. Period. we're here. What's good? What's good? Tony Boswell on deck, man. Much respect at WCS in the chat. Stop there and show support and hit the like button. My brother working and listening, so it's signed. Tony, you didn't hear me say anything about the fight with Sign now. Nah. All I'm doing, Tony, is providing you with the overlay of what's out here on the YTC. Now, it's funny how somebody like Tony can come in here and he isn't even minding the title. He know in order for that title to be legitimate and truthful, the fight has to be signed. And we haven't even heard anything. Man, shout out to Tony, man. We haven't even heard anything about if the fight is done, signed, sealed, delivered. We've been hearing back and forth tomorrow. Oh, they've restarted negotiations. Or they this, that, and the other. You remember, hey, I rock with Crawford heavy, but y'all remember when I did a live stream on his freaking, tweet that he sent out. We at the end, and I was explaining like how they hand feed the YTC community like pigeons. Well, he sent out another tweet, which I'm saying to myself, this is no better. You know what I'm saying? This is no better. He sent out another tweet, and I'm saying, what are we supposed to get from that, though? You know what I'm saying? He's talking about April Fools. I mean, once again, why is it such? I think when it comes down to it, we should be able to play too. When it comes to media, we should be able to play. I think that's why a lot of media outlets, they don't take this stuff serious like they should. That's why they wouldn't put out clickbait and fake news. Because when it comes to release of information from boxers and from their team or whatever, they never can do it. They'd rather sit up here weeks out and say little things to my it's April's Fools. You know what I'm saying? So, people's like, okay, what do they mean by that? Because we passed April 1st and we're moving forward. What does that mean? What's with the games? You got people that have jobs. You have people that's working all day. You have people that have to make plans ahead of time. But we can't get the information to April 22nd. And if it is June 17, what does that do for us? That puts us under 2 months to make reservations. Because once this information is released, then people are going to try to scurry and get tickets. Once the news is released for whatever is going to be in Vegas, the room prices for whatever venue that's closest is going to be the host or whatever, the room prices are going to go sky high through the roof. That's how it always is, man. Coach said, WCS, I heard from the heavens. Spence versus Crawford fight is set for June 32nd, my brother. And look at that, Coach. I'm glad certain people used my my June 32nd. Not you, Coach. I'm just saying the other individuals that heard me say that on live when I said it was happening June 32nd. But yeah, hey, if it's gonna happen June 32nd, it's a lot of people that believe in God, the Most High. You know what I'm saying? He can make it a June 32nd. It's possible. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. I'm just saying it's possible. Shout out to James. Shout out to WCS in the chat from Birmingham, UK, man. Shout out to Across the Pond, man. Good to have you in the building. Global. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the UK boxing fans over there. Blunt say, I'm extremely faithful. Hey, man. I don't have nothing to say. You know what I'm saying? Errol isn't going to show up. He's going to have another accident. See, people are in disbelief like me. People coming up with all these deterrents, man. They don't think this fight announcement is going to happen. But look, once again, it's something to talk about out here on the YTC because it's very limited information out there that's new and refreshing. We need something of nutritional value. We can't continue to eat on stale breadcrumbs because that's the way boxing feeds us, people. They just hold their palm out and they flip it upside down and watch the breadcrumbs and they expect us to just go for it. You know, they put this information out there for June 17th and they just want to see us then fight over it. They just want to see us fight over it, man, and laugh. They want to continue. What it does is free promo for Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia. That's what it is. It happens every single time, y'all. It happens every single time. It's free promo. If they want to link another fight to a fight that's already signed, sealed, delivered, and it's a reason for them doing that, they will say, oh, well, this is going to happen. This is going to be announced at that time. This is nothing new. So if they saying this fight is going to be announced on Davis Garcia, April 22nd, it's just a way for this fight to continue to get exposure. And it's a further reciprocation on what Steven Espinosa said, how they're using social media for promotion and the networks are getting too expensive. This is a perfect example as to what he's talking about. They can continue to use the YTC for free promo. And you know why it's not going to stop? Because people are eager to be the first. They're eager to get the views. They're eager to do, to see that ad suitability. You know what I'm saying? That YouTube got going on with every video you post out there. But Victor says he's going to have an accident and he won't be able to make it. I partially believe it. You know what I'm saying? I partially believe it. And, as much money as Errol supposedly has, why don't he get a chauffeur so the chauffeur can be blamed? Why is he continue to be behind the wheel, man? Shout out to my guy, Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease, a.k.a. Sucker Free, man. What's good with the Gumbo? Salute to you, brother. Breaking news, June 31st official date. Hey, man, as long as you keep putting breaking in front of that news, it's going to make it official. It's going to make it official, y'all. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be official. Yeah, June 32nd, man. You don't know, Bruce? Come on, man. June 32nd, that's the date of all dates. That's the date of all dates, June 32nd. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying? We live in a numeric simulation in a calendar year. Why can't we just add a day on to June? Since June is the point of interest. Come on. If June the point of interest, man, we can say, hey, you know what I'm saying? The fight is going to be announced April 22nd and June 32nd, it's all going down. If they announce the fight before Tank versus Ryan, it would kill that fight. I don't know about that, Doug, because they're not actually fighting. Like Tony said earlier, you have to take in deep consideration that they haven't said that the fight has been signed, sealed, delivered. News haven't broke that they have completed anything. And from my understanding, they're making it seem like that Crawford and Spence is going to wait. They're going to wait to make everything come full circle at this April 22nd announcement. So they're not going to say anything to anyone about if the fight is signed, sealed, delivered, if negotiations have finalized, none of that. They're trying to keep it hush hush for whatever reason. That boxing always take us through this hocus pocus stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's what I say. 448, what's good? He said new news, August 17th is the official date. You know what I'm saying? August, to me, it just don't seem like it stands out, man, when it comes to fight dates. What's going on, Bill's Boot Camp? I'm just getting Juneteenth down. Yeah, man. This is what I'm looking at with Crawford Spence. I just look at it that it seems more believable that you have outlets out here that's speaking on it. You have a lot of individuals that's talking about this and doing articles on it that people are tuned in. You know what I'm saying? They're very tuned into it. They're very tuned into it. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people that's tuned in because you have more media outlets that's talking about it. You know what I'm saying? What do y'all think? Do you believe that finally they're gonna remain quiescent on this? They're gonna maintain their silence? Is the fight potentially signed, sealed, and the ink is dried? And looking at the how you put it, the gag order or the NDA and everything that might be attached to it, do you believe they're just gonna wait these 2 weeks out? Do you think now finally we're at a point where we can say the fight has been made? Y'all believe it? Do y'all believe it? I mean, those of you that's in the chat, just put a Y or N. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Y stands for yes, or yo, a yeah. You know what I'm saying? N stands for nah, no, never. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to my guy, Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease, with the $2 super chat. Man, he always support the channel. Glad to see you back in the building, brother. Big shout out. Salute. Much appreciated. Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease, in the building. So getting back to Dub, right? I don't think it'll kill the fight at all because we just don't have the information for of certainty. We don't know, bro. This fight is popping off regardless. Like Tank and Ryan, it's gonna bring traction to them because now what they're doing is they're announcing it on Tank and Ryan fight in hope of building up the pay-per-views so more people can tune in to the fight for the announcement. How smart is that? It's extremely intelligent for whoever's out here that's doing the planning and the PR and the managing and all this other stuff. It's extremely smart for them to place this announcement for a Tank and Ryan fight. There's going to be more people that's willing to say, you know what? I got to see it for myself. It's been looming in the midst for I don't know how long. I have to see this for myself, so I'm gonna buy the fight. Period. That's what I think. That's what I think. Big shout out to Mr. Gumbo, aka Hot Grease, man, with the $20 super chat, my brother. Much appreciated, man. Thank you, my brother. Breaking news: Big Blunts in boxing. My source say it's going to be on the 17th of November, June 17th, one of the 17th. Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, take it easy on Blunts, man. He's trying to be a foot soldier. He's trying to maintain his integrity, morals, and principles. That's all he's trying to do. Just take it easy on the brother, man. He's trying to stand on his square heavy. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to stand on his square heavy through all types of weather, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's it. Man, what's good? Shout out to big Mr. Gumbo, though, with the $20 super chat, my brother. Salute to you. Much appreciated. Thank you. Big Blunts and Boxing on deck with a $5 super chat. Y'all must have faith. Instead of June, I say July. See, that's what I can't do. I cannot sit up here and become a schizo. I did a live on schizophrenia, and it does play a role in how some of the information is distributed out here on the YTC. It is very, very real, y'all. The word itself may cut like a blade when it comes to people's mental health, but deep down inside, it was a reason why I did that. Seriously, there was a reason why I did it. Y'all have different personalities, man. Y'all have different personalities. Something isn't right. Some of y'all out here, it just ain't right. Y'all have allowed one freaking piece of information to destroy you. It's still time to recover, though, if you repent. Cam, if y'all just visit Cam, the apostles, let the apostles layeth their hand upon you to bring you back to the light as you were once in the dark. Okay, can I get an amen? Thank you. But shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing with the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, man. I think a lot of people on here have faith, but also they have faith in keeping their mental health together too. You know what I'm saying? If you stay too close to this situation, it can become extremely deleterious to your way of living. That means you may have to seek therapy, and hopefully your insurance cover that. Serious. I'm being honest. I'm not trying to be hurtful. I'm just trying to make sure you all are not out here throwing it all away over this title, Crawford and Spence. You know what I'm saying? True Media today say at USA it's a marketing ploy, fam, to push the pay-per-view buys for Tank versus Ryan. And you know this, fam. Yeah, man, they're doing an outstanding job. They're doing an outstanding job. You know what I'm saying? Well, once again, converting, directing all the information and energy to this fight, April 22nd. Because in my opinion, you know, what's wrong with it? It's not illegal to do it. There's nothing wrong with it. But all I'm saying is for everyone that's talking about this fight, I hope to God that they mention this fight April 22nd. I do. Because as you all know, when it comes to the you know, these championship showcases and stuff like that, it's no halftime now. There's no halftime. So either one or two things are going to happen with this announcement. One, they're going to announce it before the fight, which that'll be stupid if we're talking about what coach is speaking on as far as a marketing ploy. Because if you bring the traction to the fight, you don't want to announce it ahead of time. Okay, you don't want to announce it before the fight even start just because it's fight night. No. Second, it could be announced in between rounds, primarily halfway through the fight, because at that time, these individuals whom are curious, they would have purchased the fight or what have you. They would have bought tickets to whatever the case may be. They feel deep down inside they want to be a part of history when this fight is announced. So it could be in between rounds, like the 6 or 7, you know, up in the later rounds of the fight. And then finally, you already know, once the fight is over between Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, and that could not very well go the distance. You know what I'm saying? But post-fight, when the fight is over, then that's when they may have Crawford Spence split the ropes and enter the ring. That would be the best scenario, the ending result right there. At the end of the fight, Gervonta Davis and Ryan Garcia, we have Crawford Spence enter the ring, and they make an official announcement, and you let them talk. They talk just like they did when they was meeting each other. You know, just like when Spence had the red hoodie on, you know, him and Crawford was jarring back and forth. That would be the perfect result to this. You know what I'm saying? This would be the perfect. Not prior to the first round. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be bad even in the, you know, heading to the championship rounds if they did it. But like I said earlier, I don't want to see this fight announced outside the red corner with both, like tradition. They do this sometime. You know, what we have here, gentlemen, is this, and this, you know, 2 pound per pound fighters standing here, and this, and this is a big announcement. They will indeed fight June 17th. And then they try to get a snippet of what each fighter wants to say within a minute. This is a pay-per-view fight within a minute. You're talking about within a minute. So they have to start almost at the conclusion of the round that they choose to have these guys step up. announce it, and get a snippet from each fighter. And then they just going about their business. Nah, man, we need this inside the ring, bro. We need this inside the ring. We need them under the lights. We need them face to face to talk they talk. You know what I'm saying? That's it. It can't be anything else, bro. We've waited long enough. We can't do it. We can't half step this. No. But Crawford and Spence are annoying me, man. We want the fight, and that's it. Boxing Nerd 101 on deck, man. I think a lot of people are annoyed. Let's be serious. I think there are many people who are annoyed. For real. We've been listening to this information forever and a day. Cam say, one love to the Archbishop WCS and the chat, the apostles in the building to layeth the hands and spread the good news of boxing. Yes, indeed. Can we get that? Amen. And therefore, I truly believe that you're going to be needed there, Cam, if this fight isn't announced in 2 weeks. They're definitely going to be sourcing a confession. They're going to need some one-on-one time for you to pray and layeth your hand upon them for real. Because there's going to be a lot of disappointed people. If this Crawford Spence isn't announced, it's some lives is going to change. Seriously. I think they're going to interview Errol at the fight and try to allude to it, but never truly answer the question. Look, I hope to God they don't do that. I hope to God they don't bring one side, because this is not what we need, and that is just that's disrespectful, man. This whole back and forth fakery has been disrespectful to us for over years now. We've been speaking about this over time and time, panel after panel after panel. You have people who have lost friends, gained friends, lost friends, gained friends. Look, you got people that's on YouTube have lost family members talking about this topic. They have had family members walk away because of disagreements they have about this topic, y'all. We can't have one half of the namesake. We have to have both parties under the lights inside the ring to make it an epic announcement. It has to happen. If it doesn't happen, I think for a week none of my videos are going to be monetized. I think if this doesn't happen April 22nd, the announcement, I think a week of my videos are not ever going to come close to getting monetized. Because it's going to be absolutely disrespectful. I'm just being honest. It's going to be disrespectful when it comes down to how they play us and how they continue to dangle the carrot in front of us, and we supposed to continue to nibble on it and put out information. No, I hope that the information is indeed true, because there's so many people that are out here committing to this, man. Real talk. It's so many of them that's out here committing to this information. So let me ask y'all, do y'all have total confidence that this fight is finally going to be announced April 22nd, which is a little bit over 2 weeks? Do you believe it? Come on, just let me know. Just let me know. Do you believe it or not? I kind of asked this earlier, but no one put anything in the chat. All it is a syllable. You know what I'm saying? It's a character. Do you believe within your heart that this fight is finally going to be announced April 22nd? Because listen, I don't want to ask you the question, do you believe the information is real or fake? Because, just like Tony said, we haven't heard anything that the fight has been signed, sealed, delivered. We haven't heard any information that this fight has concluded. This negotiation has concluded. Nothing. They just going to come out and say, well, the fight's supposed to be announced. The last thing we heard is like, they restarted negotiations. We just seen a tweet to say they have restarted negotiations, man. We haven't heard anything. Okay, they restarted negotiations, then they shut them down. Everything was, zipped up. Everything's nice. They went over and reviewed everything from top to bottom. both parties agreed on, the details, we're out. We're good. So the first one to leave a comment was Coach. Appreciate you, Coach. Coach is standing on his with N-O. No. He doesn't believe that the fight is going to be announced April 22nd. No. Cam said this is November 19th all over again. See, look, when it comes down to the YTC, what they want to be abused. They want to be a part of a group of dysfunction individuals that have been placing themselves in the middle of this turmoil for years, and they continue to do it because it feels good now. It feels good because they're numb. I get it, bro. It feels good to you now because you're numb to it. Addicts do that all the time. Oh, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, Bumpy. Somebody go get Bumpy and give me that good stuff, man. It ain't that bad. It may look bad when you sleeping on the side of the road in the trash, but man, inside I feel good. Yeah. It ain't that bad. An addict will tell you it ain't that bad, but you're sleeping on the dirty sidewalk. I don't care. I feel good inside. Do you feel good inside? I feel good. Dub say, do anyone know when Pitbull is fighting? I don't even know what that has to do with the topic. To be honest, I have no idea. Because Pitbull is not a welterweight. Right, what's good? Would it be wiser to announce the fight now and show a promo video on April 22nd? No, I do believe this, that you don't want to show a promo video and allow it to take away, like Coach mentioned earlier about the promo. They're bringing promo energy. They bringing traction, attention to April 22nd now, because not only are people going to be tuned in to watch the fight, they're coming to see if indeed Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford will be in the building and the announcement will be made. They're bringing free, extra generated promo based off lining this information, this announcement, this big official announcement to that fight date. That's smart. That's smart, man. I'm not gonna lie. That's very smart. Seriously. It's very smart. It's not the first time it happened, but it's very smart, man. The fight will happen, but I doubt there will be an announcement on April 22nd. So Coach is doubtful, just like a lot of us are doubtful. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but a lot of us is doubtful that the announcement would be made April 22nd. So, we have to sit here and make a conscious decision, bro. Well, you have to make a conscious decision, reflecting upon yourself. Do I commit to being, a little bit anxious in the next 2+ weeks? That's what's gonna happen. Now people are gonna talk and do freaking 50 freaking videos on the big announcement. We seen this go down last year, y'all. July 4th, September 4th, October. Espinosa coming out talking about the fight date for November isn't totally dead. So they kept people tuned in as if something was going to go down in November. Nope, that went by. And then they said December. And Spence didn't fight in December. Come on, man. A big shout out to Samad Warren. Salute to you with a $10 super chat, my brother. He said, WCS, they need to announce it the way the WWE does it. EJ in the ring talking his stuff. Then Bud comes out of the smoke and run to the ring with dramatic music. Salute below. Yes, sir, man. Look, they don't want to do that, man. I don't see no problem with it. They trying to say that boxing is becoming more orientated around, World Wrestling Entertainment, right? But when I go to a World Wrestling Entertainment like WrestleMania, It's unbelievable energy, dog. Like you wouldn't believe. Like, why can't they invest a little bit more in the budget to bring out both fighters with a ring walk? I'm talking about technics a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. You know, Terrence Crawford walk out, Errol Spence walk out. They both get in the ring in the center of the square, and the announcer announced the fight. But at least the buildup is where you want it. You're allowed to hear the crowds like, oh, those in attendance like, oh, it's actually happened, man. They're giving them a walkout. That's a very good point, man. That's a very good point right there. If you want to build up the hype for those that's in the arena and they get to see it go down for the first time, how much budget does it take? Like I said before, it has to happen at the right time, though. There's no way it can happen in between once the fight is going, because it's only a minute. So this has to happen before the fight. If you're talking about a ring walk, this has to happen before the fight, bro. And if they ring walk, I'll retract what I said earlier about doing it before the fight and people losing interest. No, if they do the ring walk, people are going to be talking about this. They're going to be texting, tweeting, all that. They say, man, you wouldn't believe what just happened. You know, they did a little ring walk. Both fighters, they got into the ring and they announced the fight. I like it. I like that. Real talk. I like that idea. When I see Logan Paul in WrestleMania, I say to myself, man, it's certain people in boxers unwilling to cross over. Like you see Logan Paul of all people in an event such as WrestleMania. Come on, bro. They jumping through tables and stuff. Man, boxing need to get on deck with that energy they have over there, man. But shout out to you, man, with a $10 super chat. Not your dramatic music entrance. I think if they was to switch it up, I'm down with what he said. You know, Samar got a point, man. If they willing to cross over to that music and ring walk, and then Cam and Gooch can come up and set up a table, you know what I'm saying? It drops somebody through a table, dog. You know, hey, find Mankind, get Mankind, man. He used to high, you know, heights and all that. I see. Didn't think about that, man. That junk could be epic, man. If they gave them both a ring walk, it'd be epic, bro. Stickum Boys, Fishing and Sports. Salute to you, brother. Didn't get the notification, but I'm here supporting anyway. Salute, bro. You know how I do. I can't control the notifications, man, with the breeze and everything. Some of them just fly off to the wayside. I don't know what they got going on. But appreciate you pulling up, brother. Expert Genius on deck. One love at WCS. I am Cam Edwards. Everybody else is in the building. When I buy the fight for April 22nd, it's for the fight card, not to hear overcooked announcement of a fight that may not get announced. Well, yeah, that's almost like you saying you're buying a fight for April 22nd, but you don't want to see any type of, you know, promo. You don't want to see any other freaking videos and all access and everything else that goes along with it. You know, you're gonna get some other stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get some other things along with it. I myself, Rob, I see where you're coming from, but truth be told, this is how the hocus pocus of boxing is. Boxing isn't a single entity. So each promotion has different avenues for which they want to approach the promo side. You know what I'm saying? They have different plans. So if they want to kind of generate some more interest, I think it's cool for them to do some extra with having these dudes walk out, not together, but at separate times and get in the ring and everybody start to get, you know, stand up, because they're going to stand up, bro. Real talk. If they ring walk them quickly, people are going to be standing up taking pictures because this is history. Now we finally getting the honesty that they said was going to happen. Oh, we're going to announce the fight. Now we actually get the 0.00001 of honesty when it comes to announcements like this. You know what I'm saying? People are going to stand up. They're going to have their phones out and they're gonna witness it for themselves the night that Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence was announced. It's a lot of good that can come from this, y'all. A lot of good. The media doing the fans like Brock Lesnar did Cody Rhodes. Money, stay tuned. I just know Cody just lost this WrestleMania. You know what I'm saying? Roman Reigns beat him. WWE just did a joint venture with the UFC. Yep, they sure did, man. For $20-some billion. They're worth $20-some billion together. And they're making moves while boxing is still staying in place. You know what I'm saying? When you're a single entity, you can make moves and join up and sell and stuff like that. Boxing can't sell nothing because boxing isn't an entity. If a promotion attempted to link up with something else, it's only going to be for the benefit of them putting out the fight, like networks. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, whoever is linked up the network. But for boxing can't be sold to anyone because it's not even an individual entity. You know what I'm saying? It's not a single entity, bro. That's why you're going to see MMA, you're going to see the UFC, Bellator, you know, all these others. You're going to see World Wrestling Entertainment continue to thrive. Well, boxing, in a sense, is still working independently. You know what I'm saying? You have different carriages that's gonna, you know, push the horse. You know what I'm saying? And it's always gonna be a rough ride because no one can merge boxing to nothing. They can't do it. It's impossible. It can't be done. But back to the shout out to Pop on Deck, man. But hopefully I did not ruin anyone's freaking energy when it comes to this announcement. I just felt that like I had one quota to put some information up here, and I shouldn't be condemned for it. You know what I'm saying? All I said was, in quote, I didn't put the air quotes up there, but you know, Crawford versus Spence is locked. I put that locked in there, man. Now, you can take it however you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Locked for June 17th. That's what's floating around the YTC, and that's what some of you all can go. But to be honest, for WCS, I'm not convinced. But what I was told from speaking, you know, to people that's heavy over there at PBC, they say it's a potential for this fight to happen based off all the money that they're looking to make. They believe at this point in time, based off Caleb Plant and David Benavidez, and then, you know, you head into Ryan Garcia, Gervonta Davis. They believe that it's the right time based off what they potentially may get with that fight April 22nd to now announce another heavy hitter. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going off Benavidez Plant, Davis Garcia, and then potentially, you know what I'm saying, Crawford Spence. But I myself, I'm still standing strong on what I believe in. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to attach myself too close to the information as if I'm believing it. I just don't think so. If they announce the fight April 22nd, cool. But I just don't think the fight's happening right now. I don't think it's happening because we all know what happens with it, right? This information will flood the airwaves. And then when it doesn't happen, it almost like they allow the breeze just to blow it away. Like people just stop talking about it. They so used to being abused, they don't even talk about it, bro. If this information don't happen, it just fades away, bro. It just fades away. Don't nobody put too much emphasis into it, man. It's the weirdest shit, bro. It's almost like you've been conditioned to take this abuse for so long, and when somebody slap you again, you just keep walking. And people's like, man, why you let them slap you like that? Man, it's nothing, man. I've been turning the cheek my entire life, man. I've been turning the cheek, man. I'm numb to this. I'm desensitized. I've been turning the cheek for years and years with this topic. But that don't mean you need to get the ish slapped out of you like that, man. It'll be okay. Might just be up there taking slaps to the face, man. Monty King Boxing on Deck. What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good, bro? The next fight will be announced by the PBC. Will be Wilder's next fight. Okay, so we got Genius up here predicting that Wilder will be the next fight announced. You know what I'm saying? The money gonna make them do it finally. What happened to it wasn't a money-making fight. If they're trying to go off the momentum that Davis Garcia has right now, like I said, it's good. It's good for business if you can take this momentum and bring it into that fight, and to also have people tuned in hope of Crawford Spence. Man, if Crawford Spence isn't announced, I swear, man, it's gonna be a week that none of my videos are monetized, dog. It's gonna be a week of absolute chaos, dog. It's gonna be sinning. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be some ominous type information put out. I'm not going, man. Come on, man. Don't do it to us. For real, don't do it to us, bro. We don't deserve this. If you all are saying this fight should be announced, by God, you better make sure the fight is announced, man. You better make sure the fight is announced, man. Seriously. They better make sure the fight is announced April 22nd. Because this is what we don't need. Seriously, we don't need it. Like I said, I don't believe it's going on, but I'm like one of these people. Like, I'm remaining optimistic enough to say, well, as a last resort, finally they come to their senses to make this fight happen, and we're gonna hear the announcement. It was all good a week ago. Nobody was tweeting anymore. Just pure boxing talk. I know, but now it's back active, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's active once again, man. It's inflamed. It's almost like poison ivy, bro. This is on the surface. This is raised off the surface. It's itchy. This topic is itchy, bro. Like, people are really talking about this topic with aggression. Seriously. They are, y'all. Real talk. But I'm not going to take too much time on this topic, because I don't want to have you all, too agitated, when this fight doesn't happen. I don't, like I said before, I always mention how people, if they continue to be slapped around with this false information out here on the media airwaves, people's attitudes are going to change, and they're going to become, a bit more frustrated, belligerent. You know what I'm saying? They're going to feel like they was taken advantage of again. And then they're going to, have a couple of, double shots of yak. They're going to get the yak. And once the yak hit them, they're going to come back and say, you know what? It wasn't that bad, man. Hey, pull me another shot. Yeah. It wasn't that bad, man. I like, it's not totally their fault. It's our fault for tuning in like this, for believing in them. It's our fault. My mother start hitting the yak and start blaming themselves. It's my fault, man. They told me. WCS told me, man. It's plain challenge that told me, hey, man, don't get close to the situation like that. You may get your heart broken once again. It's very emotionally draining, stressful. You did anyway. And they didn't announce the fight. And now you've relapsed. Dude is out here smoking, and they never smoked before. They're out here drinking drinks they never drunk before. They're up here looking online to see if is what the flights are looking like so they can go to their first ayahuasca. You're going to have dudes on here trying to attend a ayahuasca. They looking for certain shamans, because they want the full experience. They're not going to the ayahuasca stateside. They're going to the one out in the rainforest, because this has just been too much, man. They want to go and try to get every bit of this out of their mental thought process. I'm telling you, bro. Let's keep faith alive, man. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Salute. Big shout out to everybody in the building. And you know, we should do this again, man. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports and check out, you know, the picks that I'm posting out there from Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? On fight night that just passed, you know, with Robeisy Ramirez winning the featherweight title, WBO featherweight title. Salute to him and his team, man. Salute to amazing performance with Jahad Tucker, you know, defeating Seknashvili. Salute the team, Abdullah Mason. He stopped his opponent in the first round. You know what I'm saying? He's a lightweight, rising talent. You know what I'm saying? His record is now 7-0. Shout out to Tiger Johnson. He ended up he was in a tough fight, going the distance, earning a victory. Delonte, you know, not Delonte. Jeremiah Milton out of Ohio. They're trying to raise him up. He used to be a basketball player. Dude is serious. You know, he's serious. You know, he came in there and put some hands on his opponent. But shout out to him, man. Who else was in there? Joet Gonzalez and Enrique, man. Shout out to Joet Gonzalez, man. He ended up picking up another victory. You feel me? But the biggest shout out in the fight of the night, you already know what it is, man. Jahad turned the corner and got it done, man. Keep hope alive, man, with this topic. Salute to everyone who pulled up. Turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports. I'm out.